Game 4 of the day, as it's going to be Bupa Tellip playing host to BU Connecticut Black. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. And Bob, 3 games under our belt. Here comes number 4.
Hot dog. Josh Botker on the hill.
His first pitch misses high for a ball. Botker listed at 6 foot, 160 pounds, out of Wilkes-Barre Area High School. So a local product for Team Tellip.
This is Michael Coyne batting for the Connecticut Black 17 under team.
Coyne wearing jersey number 32. An infielder listed at 5'11", class of 2022. Takes a 1-1 offering low in the dirt. Now this Connecticut team is a 17U roster, Tellip 18U, but there's some youth on both these squads. As the 2-1's in for a called strike. Shadows starting to creep in from the third base side onto the field, and we'll see if that affects the batter at all.
I guess there is a little bit of shadow there on the plate, so it could.
As this is skied straight in the air, back behind home plate, and unable to make a play.
Yeah, kind of up against the fence there. So
yeah.
A little tricky.
That's a tough play for the backstop. So the count remains even at 2. That was Aiden DeLucy who tried to make a play up against the fence. The 2-2 offering is a curveball tapped softly to short. The throw across the diamond is in time for out number 1. So a good.
Is that Shalott out there at shortstop? Gavin Shalott, number 13.
That
looks like it.
is Gavin Shalott out of North Pocono High School, and he has an exciting future ahead of him.
Well, and he fielded that ball smoothly, and this is why. Just you get a quick look at it. It would appear why he's at least highly coveted here. Just smoothly fielding that ball. He's a commitment to Louisiana State. I mean, that's obviously a big-time program for such a young kid, too.
Going into what will be just his sophomore campaign in high school baseball is now...
Yeah, he's a class of 2023. Wow.
Right? Just a young pup, already committed to a major program. Meanwhile, John Heitzman in at the plate. Takes this pitch low. Count runs to 2-1.
Out of Fairfield Ward High School in Connecticut. That's where a lot of these Baseball U Connecticut kids are from, the western Connecticut Fairfield area.
Listed at 5'11", class of 2022. Sends this pitch foul down the third base side and out of play.
Long run for nothing.
Got to get your cardio in somehow on a day like this, though.
We were talking about the analytics and so forth, and we can talk about Gavin Shalott a little bit later, but, I mean, we've got the spin rate on his curveball from his pitching because they have that.
Of course they have it now.
They have that technology for some of the events, and it's not for every event, but for at least one of the events, they had that. They put it up on Prep Baseball Report. I've got his spin rate on his curveball for a kid who I think is maybe 15. I mean,
that is remarkable.
I mean, it's incredible what we have today.
2-2 is tapped to second. Ball is bobbled. Heitzman will reach on the error.
So we haven't had a whole lot of those today. I mean, we've had a couple of errors on missed throws, but missing ground balls like that looked like they were pretty routine. I don't think we've had any of those until this one.
Yeah, for the most part on the turf, it's been, a relatively clean effort with the glove, but errors are bound to happen as Heitzman's on at first. That brings up Maiko Cardona, the 3-hitter, and he ropes one down the line. This one's fair. Digging around second and heading to third is Heitzman. They're going to wave him in. The throw is never going to get him. He walks home, and it's an RBI double for Maiko Cardona.
We talk about exit velocity and all the different analytics. He roped that one. That was coming out hot. Michael Cardona had good bat speed, good contact, and he crushed it into the left field corner. And, it wasn't a home run, but I wonder if that's the hardest hit ball we've had today. It certainly sounded loud. I mean, right off the bat, you knew that was exciting.
Yeah, to your point, I want to get the exit velo on that one. That ball touched down in the outfield in a hurry as this is smoked to right field for another knock. Runner's going to have to hold it. It was hit too hard. Throw gets away up the first base line, and that will allow Brett Davino to reach second base with a single. He advances on the throw.
What was I saying about the under 17 kids being challenged here? I mean, they're smoking it. They're hitting it very hard.
So just one gone in the inning, a run home, runners on second and third, and Alberto Cantolini digs in. First pitch to him bounces low.
That's a nice little scramble play for the catcher there to keep it from getting too far.
Yeah, Botcher a little rattled here as he's being jumped on here in the first inning. Went from having 2 quick outs to an error on that ground ball to second. And now that's transformed the inning as just one gone. The last 2 batters have gotten some hard hit base knocks.
Cannellini from Torrington, Connecticut, and Northwestern Regional High School.
The 2-1 is hit high in the air to deep left field. And the runner, for some reason, does not tag, and that is going to cost Connecticut a run.
He thought that was going to be off the fence. Frankly, I did too. But the runner needs to be more mindful, and he knows he goofed.
Right.
If he doesn't know, then the coach is going to be there to tell him that he goofed, which is part of the idea of being part of Baseball U in the first place. You make a mistake, and then you learn from it, and you get better next time around. Cannellini, 17 and 0 months. So he just turned 16 rather. He just turned 16.
Wow, a young pup as.
And I mean, so he's practically.
It's one hop off the wall, but that will score 2 more. Catragata rounding second, on his way to third, and he slides in safely with a 2-out RBI triple. And that should end the inning on a 6-batter limit. It does. Yep. But an explosive beginning to the game for Connecticut. 3 runs on the board will head to the bottom of the frame. A 3-0 lead. Chris Markowitz here with Bob Rotruck on BFA Productions.
Saving lives. Boy, 6-1. I'll put it in the notes.
No asterisks next to that one.
Heads up.
You can get them loud.
You're good. You're 2 out of 3. I mean, it's not, I know you're a small target over there. No wingspan. Get it in my area. Here you go. Oh, jeez. They're peppering you.
I think we might have just got You got to be careful when the first baseman brings out some of their baseballs. Swing over to the right.
Vertical. It's Gift City right now.
No. Hey, Jay.
Jeremy Cawley will lead off the bottom of the first for Team Tellip. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. An explosive start to this game by Team Connecticut Black as they put a 3-spot on the board and reached the 6-batter limit. The first team today in our 4th game to reach that 6-batter limit.
Yeah, that's our biggest rally that we've had all day.
First pitch of the game for Trace Florio is in for a called strike.
Yeah.
Florio, a left-hander.
Now he's listed at 5'10". I feel like he might be a little taller than that now.
Definitely has some length. Good run to his fastball. Cauley 5'7", 145 pounds, but just a class of 2023er, so another young pup playing here in this game. On deck will be Matt Shaw. And in the 3-hole is Gavin Shalat. So the first 3 batters here for Team Tellip, all going into their sophomore campaigns, a very, very young roster for Tellip as well.
Yeah, that's great experience for them also against these older kids.
Bat here by Cauley to get things started. This is the job of a leadoff hitter, not just to set the table, but to foul off pitches, make the opposing arm work, and let the guys who are waiting to hit see all that they can expect.
There's ball 4, yeah.
And that, that's upstairs for ball 3 because of the reset.
I beg your pardon. I thought we were at ball 3 already again. Okay.
Well, technically that's ball 5.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was ball 6. Okay.
Well, that's in for a called strike 3. Cauley down looking for out 1.
We got here at, this is a 5-game day. This is game 4. We started at 8 a.m. We've been doing this for now 7 hours. We're at 3 o'clock.
Wow.
Doesn't it's... I don't always broadcast 7 hours straight worth of games. I wouldn't say time has been flying, but it hasn't felt like 7 hours to me, sitting out here in the cold and the wind.
I'll tell you what, I mean, based on where the sun is, I'm not saying it's close to setting yet, but we were here when the sun was coming up on the east, and now it's going down to the west.
It was still dark. I mean, it hadn't even really gotten up yet at 8 o'clock. And I mean, the last game is scheduled to start, I believe, at 4:40, so we're going to go to 6:40. I mean, that's sunset.
Right.
We're going to be very close to turning on the lights here by the end of it. And then I get to do it again tomorrow.
The 1-1 to Matt Shaw is in for a called strike. Yeah, that's all you tomorrow. You and Ray Dunn. I'm only working the first shift today.
I will come dressed a little bit warmer than I did today.
There we go. As this is hit back up the middle. Nice play by Florio, who flips over to first for out number 2.
He kind of took that and he did a little spinorama before he took it over to first base there. All right, now here's the young kid, Gavin Shalat, a sophomore who's already a commit to play collegiately at Louisiana State. Now, sometimes the commits, end up changing in preference for the program or for the player himself, the student athlete himself. But that really tells you something about this North Pocono prospect and product that LSU has already snagged him.
Takes a look at the 1-0, and it's inside as he tiptoes out of the way.
And, okay, he's 15 years old and 5 months, and he made a really smooth-looking play at shortstop in the first inning. I mean, you just like how he attacked the ball with confidence.
The 2-0 misses upstairs, so good plate discipline in this at-bat by Shalat. On deck is Casey Serene. So it'll be a reset count, back to 2-0.
Oh, that was ball 4, right.
Second reset for Trace Florio in the inning.
Now, while I thought looked smooth at short,
fouls this back, count goes to 2-1.
He's batting in the 3-hole, so they like his bat. At 15 years old, he already has a fastball of 85 when he's on the hill. So LSU might have an idea of which position they prefer him at, but that's not going to be set in stone because it looks like he's a pretty good player, pitcher and shortstop, and at the dish.
Swings through the 2-1 offering, count even at 2. Deuces are up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. Florio staring in. He winds, fires, pop up, first base side. A lot of canopies there, and ball's out of play. As we've got some college coaches or scouts down the line.
Yeah, they're all hanging out in the lawn chairs, right? Yeah. Heads up.
And it's interesting to note they were down the third base line last game. I think they're following the sun.
I would be too.
Another 2-2. This time hit softly to third. Got in on the hands of Shalat, and that will end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for Trace Florio. We go to the top of the second. Connecticut with a commanding 3-0 lead. Andrew Cavini stepping in from Green Farms High School in Connecticut. Greens Farms, excuse me. Listed at 6'3" in the class of 2022. He'll lead off the top of the second for Connecticut. Takes a first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rochuk here for BFA Productions. And Bob, an explosive first inning offensively for Connecticut. This team can really swing the bat.
They got some bats. They hit the ball very hard. This kid, Andrew Cavini, 17 years old and 7 months, so he's one of the older players for our entire showcase event, really.
Pops this one up, left field. And that's a can of corn for out number 1. Josh Bodger back on the hill for his second inning of work, and he got off to a good start. Got a 6-3 ground out against the leadoff hitter Michael Coyne. Then he got John Heitzman to hit a ground ball to second base, but it was bobbled, which allowed Heitzman to reach, and then the rally started from then on out.
They were all hit hard. They had 3 hard hit balls, including the catcher got a triple that ended the inning because we have the 6-batter limit in this showcase event. And there was a sort of a funny moment there.
As Vivona skies one down the right field line, but this tails foul and out of play.
I don't know if the camera got it, but you and I saw him after Catragata slid in with his 2-run triple. He came up and did kind of a flex pose thing with both arms. It wasn't as much of a pose as much as he was just absolutely pumped. And, this was kind of team baseball. Let's go, everybody. And, we came all the way here from Connecticut, so let's win some games while we're here, for crying out loud, because they came from the furthest away.
It was an energizer, a momentum shifter, to say the least.
I love it.
You and I both caught that one, as this is lined up the middle and through for a hit. Botcher stuck the glove out, but it got by him. Obviously a tough play. Nothing you could do there other than stick the glove out and hope. So a 1-out single for Vivona, as I totally butchered that.
We got a lot of names here.
I'm struggling to read my own handwriting. Christian Smith up at the box, as this move over to first, not in time to nab Vivona. Smith, a 6-foot-tall catcher in the class of 2022. he has an open stance. Another move to first, not in time. So Botcher keeping a close eye on Vivona over at first. His first pitch to Smith misses outside. Shadows creeping towards the mound now. Runner goes, the 1-0 skied to left. And that will be the second out of the inning on another F7.
I think he just missed on that, don't you?
It did. I do think he just got a little bit underneath it. It was a good swing, but didn't get it directly on the barrel. The wind not blowing in as harshly as it was earlier today. It's also a little bit deeper out to left center field.
Yes.
So with 2 gone now in the inning, Max Foster digs in. Another move over to first, so perhaps the scouting report on Vivona is that he likes to get some good jumps, swipe some bags. There's a move over to first, a throw down, by the catcher, not in time. Man, Tellip really keeping a close eye on the runner at first.
So Max Foster, he's a 2023 class, and not yet 16. He's just past 15 and a half. Is that right? I mean, he's a big kid.
Listed at 6'1".
I mean, 15 years old and 8 months. He does not have a 15-year-old frame. He's a big dude.
The 1-1 to him's taken. Runner goes and is out at second. What a shoot from behind the plate. A great throw down there. That looks like Aiden DeLucy. It was number 57 with the shoot, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. Connecticut ahead 3-0.
Heads up.
You're saying Kyle. This is Kyle Serene. I have cases. Oh, I have cases. Kyle Serene to lead off the bottom of the second for Team Tellip as he waves through a first pitch changeup. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. Second inning of work for Trace Florio.
Looking at Serene, here's a kid who's 6'4", out of North Pocono High, and he's already a commit as well for Penn State Harrisburg.
Check swing, he did go around. So 2 strikes on him now. To your point, 6'4", 190, obviously going into his senior year, but that's a solid frame to work with going into college. The 1-2, another bender. This time he's able to lay off of it and keep the hands back. count even. The 2-2. Hit hard to left, but right at the left fielder for out number 1.
Yeah, that's good contact. Without it being a base hit, but hit it fairly hard.
It was hit directly at Matt Vivona in left. So Vivona didn't have to move much, settles underneath it. With 1 gone, Tyler Greb strolls to the box. Listed at 5'10", out of Pocono Mountain East. This ball hit to third. The throw across the diamond is in time. What a shoot from third. Trying to get a roster number there. That's
Catragata. That's 21. That's the kid who had that triple as well.
a great throw across the diamond.
Yeah, and that's a nice pick too. So he can pick it and then he can fire it across with a really strong arm. And already has a triple today. So Trumbull, Connecticut native Kevin Catragata is already having a good day, and we're only in the second inning.
2 gone now in the bottom of the second, and that brings up Aiden DeLucy, who ended the top of the frame with a solid shoot down to second base to nab Matt Vivona on a steal attempt.
Yes, that was a good throw too. There's some really good defense. These kids that can flat out play.
DeLucy, another North Pocono product. A couple players on this team from North Pocono. As he takes this pitch low for a ball. It's a 3-0 count at the plate. DeLucy, one of 4 North Pocono High School players on Team Tellip's roster.
Yeah, this is an all Scranton area lineup, obviously. Abington Heights and Pocono Mountain East and North Pocono.
So it's a reset count to 2-0 after 4 straight balls. The 2-0 is a fastball waved through and missed. And remember, it's all fastballs in the count from here on out.
They had a chat with the Connecticut team between innings after we had that little dispute before.
As this is looped to left for a single, a 2-out knock for DeLucy.
We think that there was a 1 pitch that was a changeup after they did a reset, and that's not supposed to happen. And the umpire had a chat with the Connecticut team between innings. This was an inning ago, and we're theorizing that he was kind of explaining the whole reset rule. Not only do we go back to 2-1 or 2-2, but also it has to be all fastballs. And all the batters need to know that too, that it's going to be all fastballs coming.
First pitch to Matt Seda is in at the knees for strike 1. Seda listed at 5'10", going into his junior year at Scranton High School. And to that point, obviously, showcase game. This is our 4th game of the day, so we've become pretty familiar with those rules, Bob, but these are foreign to a lot of people, and they change showcase to showcase.
Right, and it's kind of by agreement of the coaches, and in fact, coming into this, the rules that we had received via a couple of emails
slightly
that we play
different.
6 innings,
right,
and then we end up playing 7.
Right.
So yeah, different things happen. And I knew that they had to be doing some kind of no walk reset rule, but I didn't see that. But so it's, and obviously the Connecticut team, I don't think they knew exactly what the rule was.
Right.
We're doing a reset, but not only is it a reset, but also it's fastballs when you get backwards to the 2-ball count. So now you get everybody on the same page and you're fine.
Right. Now, this wasn't explicitly written, but something that to consider is what would happen if there's runners on second and third. As the runner goes from first, throw down to second, not in time. So it's a stolen base for DeLucy. But I'm imagining...
He had a phenomenal jump there. They had no chance to get him.
Hey, that's a catcher reading.
Yeah, I think so, yes. I mean, because the pitch was kind of a breaking ball outside, so
right,
he might have seen what pitch was coming. That's kind of my idea anyway, yes.
Well, I'm saying that's a catcher swiping a bag, so,
Oh, yes. Okay, yes, I see what you're saying.
A typical backstop making a read in terms of the rhythm of the pitcher, so.
That's ball 4, so they do a reset here again. So they go to 2-1.
The pitch to Seda, hit up the middle, fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first is in time for the final out of the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We'll head to the top of the 3rd. Connecticut ahead 3-0.
No, you can't say that anymore. Football team. Red, Cincinnati, red legs.
Now, how does it go down in history, though? Like when you say who won the 1984 stuff?
The Washington football team.
You say that. But they weren't, that was not their team.
They'll always be sports. You're holding. It's all right, folks. Oops, I hit the ball.
Shout Stadium.
But yeah, to answer your question, we played 8 games. We played 4 against Queensborough. Wait a minute. 2 against we were 2 and 6. One from the original, one from
Max Foster back in the box as he came to bat in the top of the second, but Matt Vivona was caught stealing to end the inning while Foster was in the middle of his at-bat. So he'll lead it off here in the top of the third. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions as the 0-1 misses low from Josh Botcher. Botcher got in trouble in the first inning. It was a 6-batter limit, but was able to get out of the second unscathed and moved relatively quickly. Now he gets a slow roll to third. The throw to first is in time. It brought the first baseman off the bag, but he was able to make the tag. That looks like Casey Serene over at first.
Yeah,
Nice
Tyler
play.
Grebb is the third baseman who came up with that play, and his throw was a little bit off, but his first baseman is there to help him out. Finn Popkin is the batter here.
That's another one of those names that I just love to say as Popkin takes a first pitch curveball in for a strike.
I think it's Popkin. This is 91.
Oh, excuse me. I think we have some.
Well,
we have
Popkin is
something
11,
wrong.
but no, it's 91. They had a typo there because that's in the space where 91 would be.
Right. Okay. So we're looking at number 11 on a roster sheet. It is Finn.
This is Popkin. Yeah. Finn Popkin out of Staples, Connecticut.
A 5'9" junior. That pitch is in for strike 2. Count goes to 1-2.
Boy, here we are in September, and Botcher is blowing on his pitching hand, trying to keep it warm. I mean, you're trying to feel your fingers here. Feels like an April ball game, but it's September. I mean, hey, that's high school ball in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, right? You're doing a lot of blowing on your hands to keep them warm as he got strike 3 right there.
I played some high school ball at Elizabeth High, and I'll tell you what, man, from March through the first week of May, it could be brutal.
Oh, yeah.
It could be brutal. But it builds character. With 2 gone, Pierce Cowles digs in. Checks his swing, but does go around. Cowles out of Fairfield Prep High School in Connecticut, a class of 2023er.
Yeah, we got a lot of sophomores mixed in with the juniors on this Connecticut team.
Botcher moving relatively quickly here in the top of the third. He's settled into a nice groove. His 1-1 catches the outer half of the plate. And this is what you like to see from a young arm. He struggled in the first, has settled into a nice groove though. The 1-2 delivery hits the plate, bounces up, and a nice snag there by Cowles.
Yeah, on the rebound. And I mean, the plate is maybe 10, 15 feet. The backstop, rather, is 10 or 15 feet behind the plate. This is his third inning, probably his last inning of work. Most of these guys are only going to go 3 at the max, so this could be his last batter as well.
The 2-2 misses upstairs, clocked at 71 miles an hour. Count runs full. Cowles with that slightly open stance. Shin guard on the left foot. Ducks underneath the 3-2 offering, but
I wrote a walk on my score sheet. I still haven't gotten used
so
to it. I see ball
instinctual.
4, and I get to that point, right?
so the count resets to 2-2. All fastballs from here on out in the at-bat. Another full count. This time, walking is an option.
Right, right.
The payoff pitch. Caught on and missed for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Josh Botcher. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Connecticut leads 3-0. Gavin Lecoe will lead things off in the bottom of the 3rd for Team Tellip as he swings through a first pitch fastball from Trace Florio. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. It's a 3-0 lead for Connecticut. Tellip has been scoreless through their first baseman lost it in the sun, and Serene is on at second with a double. It goes down as a double in the book.
Yeah, I suppose. I wonder if he was called off and it was a miscommunication there as much as losing it. I mean, I don't know how much sun they're dealing with and contending with out where they are.
Well, sun's coming from over the trees down the third base line, but another ball hit to the same spot. This one's going to get out of play.
This is Higgins here. Jeff Higgins out of Riverside High School. And a 5'10" tall right-handed batter.
Yeah, but back to that play though. That really is a play for either the second baseman or right fielder. That's a tough read for a first baseman going directly back on the line.
It looked like he might have backed off from the ball at the last minute as opposed to having lost it. Like he intentionally kind of stood back. Maybe he heard somebody or thought. But, when you get the 3 guys together like that, the communication can be very tricky. You're all looking up, not at each other.
As Higgins waves through a fastball for strike 3, there's 2 gone now in the inning.
That's 3 strikeouts here for Trace Florio.
And with 2 gone now, he'll face the man he had his first strikeout against, which is Jeremy Cawley, the leadoff batter for Team Tellip, who went fishing for a low fastball.
Might be his last batter to face as well, since this is his 3rd inning for Trace Florio.
The 0-1, check swing, and it's over the first base dugout. Florio way ahead in the count, looking to close out what's been a productive 3 innings of work.
In front of 11 different colleges and coaches that are watching.
The 0-2 waved through and missed. His 4th strikeout of the ball game.
Another good pitch, really.
So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on for Team Tellip. We head to the 4th. Connecticut ahead, 3-0.
That thing's seen, that chair's seen a lot of recruiting.
Sorry, I was a day late.
No, you're good. What we got?
Josh Bodker back out on the mound for his fourth inning of work. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck. And Bob, this is the first time today we've seen a pitcher enter the fourth inning of work.
Yeah,
so
we thought it might be it for him in the third, and he had kind of thrown a lot of pitches in the first inning when he faced 6 batters and got hit hard. But then he buckles down and throws very well in the second and third. And now I think this was the plan heading in, but he's throwing into the fourth.
He'll face Michael Coyne, the leadoff man, both in the inning and in the lineup for Connecticut Black. First two pitches to him are out of the zone, making it a 2-0 count. Coyne grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat, and that gave us a chance to see the footwork and the arm strength of Tellip's shortstop, Gavin Shalat. The 2-0's in for a strike. On deck is John Heitzman, who reached on an error and eventually came around to score the first run of the ball game back in the top of the first. The 2-1 waved through and missed. Coyne went chasing at a pitch above the letters. The 2-2 waved through and missed for strike 3.
He really pulled the string on him there. I mean, that was a good pitch on a 2-strike count to get a batter chasing, and we've seen so many batters with such discipline being able to lay off of pitches like that, knowing that 2-strike off-speed breaking ball, left outside might be coming. Coyne couldn't lay off. And a nice strikeout there for Josh Bodker, and that's 3 strikeouts in a row now for him.
He's really settled in since the second inning. A great recovery from a 3-run first as he's behind in the count 1-0 to Heitzman and misses low with this offering. Heitzman, as I already mentioned, reached on an error and scored the first run of the game back in the top of the first inning. The 2-0 is inside. On deck is Mako Cardona. Bodker deals, and the 3-0 is fouled off. A lot of 3-0 swinging today.
Well,
but
why not? I mean,
why
you
not?
can reset the count anyway. That's the idea. So, you want to put the ball in play and show the coaches why you swing. This is not a tournament. This is not something that you're trying to win a championship trophy. This is a showcase event with 11 college coaches that have been invited, at least, as far as, there might have been more. It's about the kids showing off their talent in a team and competitive environment,
right.
But it's a little loose in that regard. It's more about the kids showing what they can do.
Bodker's 3-2 misses down and in. It's a reset. Count goes to 2-2. All fastballs here on out.
A lot of the college coaches, or all of them, are congregating in line chairs, on lawn chairs right down the line there in right field.
This offering misses low. It's another full count.
And we've seen some of the coaches here for Arcadia, and I forget his name, but he's part of one of the Baseball U programs as well.
The payoff pitch misses high. Heitzman works a walk and is on for the second time in this ball game.
So University of Scranton, Gettysburg College, Keystone College, Bloomsburg University, Goldie Beacom College, Frostburg State, Lock Haven U, Ursinus College, DeSales U, Newman University, and Arcadia. You know, a couple of these coaches came from a decent distance.
And it looks like
he reached his pitch count, so they're going to change.
Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change as the new arm coming on for Tellip will be Matt Seda. So that will end the day for Josh Botker, who goes 3 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
Gives up 3 earned runs. Or 2, excuse me. One was on an error.
They would be all unearned, actually.
Would they?
Because it would be it.
That would be 3 outs because of the initial error?
Yes. When you reconstruct the inning, catcher got his triple that came with 2 outs. It would have been after the inning would have ended.
Well,
so that is 0 earned runs.
That is true. That is true.
For what it's worth, I mean that the coaches don't care about those stats. They care that he got hit a little bit hard there. But for the record, yes, it would be 3 runs, 0 earned because of the error earlier in the inning on 3 1/3, and what is it, 4 hits, and finishes with 3 strikeouts in a row before the walk.
Yeah, solid job of recovering from that inning in the first. He's kept the team in the ball game, excuse me. And
so you said this is 7, Matt Saida?
Yes.
So
Saida.
Thank you. I had a hunch it might be Saida. Yeah, we thank you. We get some of them wrong, some of them right. Hopefully more right than wrong.
That's always the goal.
Yeah, right. He's a Scranton kid.
Well, after a couple quick warm-up pitches, Saida is ready to go.
Yeah, he didn't take 8 pitches there. So, 5'10" tall pitcher out of Scranton.
And he'll be facing Maiko Cardona, who doubled back in the first inning, and that was one of the harder hit baseballs we've seen in this tournament today.
Yes.
Now he hits one hard on the ground to third. This could be a double play. Throw to second in time, over to first, and that makes the twin killing.
That was close at first, and very nicely turned.
Score at 5-4-3 if you're keeping track at home. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Connecticut ahead 3-0. Ben Chirico is the new arm for Connecticut Black as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Roadtruck here for BFA Productions. So Trace Florio went 3 innings. It was a solid performance by him as this is on the ground is short, but the throw goes way over the first baseman and out of play. So score that in E6.
He was looking at his fingers there, so totally slipped out of his hand, or cold hands, whatever happened there on the shortstop firing it away. That's Matt Show, who reaches safely on the air after he'd been the one at second base that turned that very nice double play. He was going back to his position after he threw it to first. It was that close at first. He didn't know if he'd gotten the out or not, and then when he got the double play, now I get to go back to the dugout.
Meanwhile, Gavin Shalott digs in. Big cut at the first pitch, but he waves through it. Shalott grounded out to third in his first and only at bat in the first inning. But he has an RBI chance, tries a bunt, pulls back, but it's in for a called strike 2.
Well, there you go. And he wasn't squared around to start. He showed bunt very late.
The 0-2 nearly hits him. Runner's going to get to third on the wild pitch.
That'll wake you up quickly, a ball coming a little behind you and almost at your head there. That was slipping out of the hand of Ben Chirico. And he's got a good fastball, too. He can chuck it up there at about 83.
Listed at 6'4", so he's got some good reach as well as
kind of bends that elbow in, while he's coming a little 3/4 style.
It doesn't have the full extension that you'd want to see yet from a young pitcher. Still has some time to develop that. The 2-2 misses a bit high.
It's a whip action, on that look anyway.
No, it's well said. It's more side to side instead of over the top.
Yeah, but that forearm whips around off of that elbow, which I don't know if that's entirely healthy, but that's how he's able to generate his velocity. That was ball 4, I believe, to Shalott, so it becomes a 2-2 count now.
All fastballs here on out. Shalott will have time here as Aiden DeLucy calls time to chat with his right-hand hurler. On deck for Tellip is Kyle Serene. The 2-2 misses upstairs. Chirico's payoff is inside, ball 4. So good patience there by Shalott to work the walk. So Serene has runners on the corner.
I have it as Connecticut 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and Scranton no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And all the scoring was on their 3-run rally in the first, and then it's been good pitching and mostly good defense since then, too.
Tellip with an opportunity here, however. Serene is pegged on the first offering, and Shalott will have to go back to first. He had a good jump trying to steal second there, but it's for naught.
It's the hit batter is the same as a walk, in which case we don't do it, and we reset the count, so I believe now 2-0 because he got hit by the first pitch. And the idea is to get the batters their opportunities to hit. If you go up into one of these showcase events, travel all the way in from Connecticut, and you walk 3 times, what did you get to show?
Well, Serene goes after the 2-0 offering on the reset and skies it foul out of play. But for Serene, this is actually an ideal opportunity because it's a hitter's count with only fastballs.
Right. Yeah,
hitter's dream. You know,
in front of 11 college coaches who are all watching and taking notes.
Chirico steps off, checks on the runner at first. Shalott goes. Pitch swung on and skied to right field. The wind has it and takes it out of play. So Serene just misses on back-to-back fastballs, fouling both of them down the right field line. Count it at 2, at 2. So he knows he's going to get a straight fastball here. Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled straight back into the glove for strike 3.
Strike 3, and Gavin Shalat leaving, with the pitch, so he gets a stolen base. No throw.
Yeah, excuse me.
On the play there.
I wasn't sure if Shalat had to go back there on the foul.
Yeah, foul tip is strike 3, and the play is live.
So with one gone and runners on second and third, Tyler Greb swings through the first pitch offering.
That's Christian Smith, who was the catcher here for Connecticut Black out of Fairfield Ludlow, number 55.
Oh, excuse me. I said Aiden DeLucy on that mound visit. I had I'm looking at the wrong roster from earlier, so thank you for that correction. This nearly hits Greb, but he's able to get out of the way. Count even at 1. Little 1-1. Skied first base side. And caught in foul territory
with all the coaches over there.
Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration to know that you've got about 9 or 10
could go
college
crashing right into those
guys.
You
could either run into them, you don't want to drop it right in front of them.
That's how informal it is for the showcase event. Hey, coaches, pull up a lawn chair, sit on the field. Yeah. That's okay. You can come on and join us. That's fine.
Good composure there down the first base line. So with 2 gone, Aiden DeLucy digs in. A 2-out RBI chance for him. Lays off a first pitch fastball for strike 1. DeLucy singled and stole a base back in the second inning. Taps the 0-1 offering back to the mound. And Chirico walks it over to first for the final out of the inning. So 2 stranded in scoring position, a wasted opportunity for Tellip, and we head to the top of the 5th. Connecticut still ahead 3-0.
I'm going with.
Brett Davino out of Nonawag High School will lead off the top of the 5th inning for Connecticut.
The mighty Nonawag Chiefs of Woodbury, Connecticut. FYI. Now you know.
That's why I need you on, because I had no clue, Bob.
We're not quite as familiar with our Connecticut high schools. We're learning as we go.
Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. It's the top of the 5th inning. And on the bump for his second inning of work is the reliever Matt Saida. The 1-1 bounces low to Davino, who singled and came around to score back in the first inning.
It was one of their 3 hard hit balls in the first against Botcher, and they've had just a single since. I mean, they had a whole lot of nothing after crushing it in the first.
2-1 misses, down and out. I'll tell you what, though, Kevin Catragata due up third in this inning, and he sparked this lineup. His triple and then celebration at third base to end the inning. That was the most exciting moment probably of this tournament.
Well, and then the throw that he had from third an inning later as well. Looks like a terrific player and certainly an enthusiastic one as well.
This is served over the shortstop and down for another base hit. A 2-for-2 afternoon for Brett Davino.
So it is Connecticut 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. And Baseball U Scranton, Baseball U Tellip, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. So a 3-0 lead that Connecticut is looking to build on here in the 5th.
So with a runner on first, Alberto Cannellini digs in. He flew out to left field back in the first inning. Nice healthy lead for Davino at first. Runner goes. Pitches in for a strike to throw to second. Not in time. So Davino swipes a bag and is 90 feet closer to scoring.
Yeah, it's amazing how time sort of flies a little bit anyway. You're busy focusing on a baseball game or multiple games. I mean, we've been here almost 8 hours now calling our 4th game. Started at 8 in the morning.
It feels like we just got here.
Well, I don't know if it was just got here, but I mean, it hasn't been exactly a total marathon.
As Davino reaches third on the wild pitch. For me, maybe it's just the coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just,
right.
Caffeine has that kind of effect on me.
I did a hockey game in the playoffs that went 5 overtimes, and it was the longest game in AHL history, and it ended up past 1 in the morning, and it made a lot of headlines, so I got interviewed about it a couple of times in The Athletic and so forth. And how'd you call a game for 6 hours? And I'm like, I've done that. I've done baseball doubleheaders that have gone that long. It's hockey's a little more intense, and you're dialed in to call a goal. But I mean, you're saying wow, and I'm like, yes, I get it. But we've been here for 8 hours. We're going to be 10. To me, that's the bigger wow, right? I mean, that's longer than 6.
I enjoy the marathon. It makes doing a single game on a Tuesday feel a lot easier than it normally is. As this gets away from the backstop, but not far enough for Davino to come home.
The biggest difference here is that we know coming in that we're going to call 10 hours worth of baseball. We saw the schedule, and the last game is scheduled for 4:30, I believe. When you go into a single game, you don't know that one's going to be 5 overtimes or 20 innings or whatever.
The 2-2 to Cannellini is skied to right. This might be enough to score the run. The ball is caught out in right field. Throw to the plate is not in time. A beautiful slide by Davino to avoid the tag.
That's a tremendous throw, though. They made that very close. I really didn't think they were going to have a play on that. So that right fielder had a gun. Wow.
Good shootout from right, but Davino able to avoid the tag. Credit Cannellini with an RBI on the sac fly. And with 1 gone and a run in, Kevin Catragata strolls to the plate.
All right, well, we saw what he could do in 1 at-bat. Let's see what he can do for an encore here.
Well, looking to extend Connecticut's lead. They're ahead 4-0 here in the top of the 5th as Catragata ahead in the count 2-0. Slightly open stance for the right-hander. Spits on the 2-0 offering, way ahead now. On deck is Andrew Cavini. The 3-0. That's in there. Catcher got it taking all the way.
"16 and 1 month." So just recently turned 16 years old. That's, he's got a pretty good frame out of Trumbull High School. And a 2022 grad. And maybe a bright future here. I mean, he looks like a pretty good player.
The payoff is swung through and missed. It bounces in the dirt. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. So a good sequence there by Matt Saida. Went with the curveball in a 3-2 count, knowing even if he misses, he can't go with the curveball if it's a reset. So that's a wise choice. Try to get the batter off balance with your off-speed pitch. Gets Catragata to wave through one in the dirt. And with 2 gone, Andrew Chiavini steps in, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. The 1-0. That's in at the letters.
Looking at Catragata and that play that he made from third base, it is not at all surprising that he's also one of their better pitchers on the Trumbull High School team.
The 1-1 is a slider that had some good movement to it.
I was trying to find some velocity info on him because I was just curious, but I wasn't able to dig up any. They don't have the stats and velocities on every single player here.
As this 2-1 offering is roped into the left center field gap. That's trouble. This will be at least 2. Chiavini on his horse. He's digging for third. The throw. Not in time. It's a 2-out triple for Andrew Chiavini. The second triple today for a Connecticut Black player. And that sparks some momentum in their dugout as Matt Vivona has a chance to bring in the 5th run of the game for Connecticut Black.
They don't cheat themselves on their swings, do they? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, Chiavini got all of that one on a rope to the opposite side of the field. A great piece of opposite field hitting. Now this one hit on the ground at first. A nice play for the final out of the inning. It was Serene who went down, made the grab, and got to the bag in time. So that will end the inning, but not before a run was brought home on a sacrifice fly to score Brett Davino. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Connecticut Black ahead 4-0. Matt Saida to lead off the bottom of the 5th for Team Tellip, who trails Connecticut 4-0. Ben Chirico's first offering of the frame misses outside. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. So Connecticut able to get back on the board in the top half of the frame. Tellip still looking to crack the 0 spot.
Only need more than a couple hits to do it.
Yeah, it's been a struggle to string hits together for them.
DeLucy had a single in the second, and Casey Serene had a double in the third, and a walk and an error in the fourth. So some modest threats.
This is skied to right, and it's going to be off the fence. Saida with a long single.
Boy, that really carried. I didn't know it was going to go that far. It didn't feel like that to me.
Yeah, got up into the jet stream.
It might have, yeah. I don't know.
Well, based on the American flag down the right field line, it looks like the wind is blowing towards the right field foul pole. So perhaps that extra tailing action aided that ball going that direction. We've seen the wind shift in multiple different directions here today.
Yeah, it's been all over the place. It really has.
Gavin Lecoe stares at a first pitch strike from Chirico. Now a move to first, but not in time. Chirico just trying to keep a close eye on Saida. Lecoe struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Swings through this fastball. Oh-2 count at the plate. Saida with a decent lead at first. And Lecoe waves at a fastball for his second strikeout of the game swinging.
Little cutter, kind of tailing away some.
One gone, a runner on. Casey Serene digs in with a double back in the third, as another move to first is unsuccessful. Chirico, to your point, has some nice late run on his fastball, and that whipping action, very deceptive. Not many pitchers come at that angle, so you have to factor that into how effective a pitcher can be. On deck is Jeff Higgins. And then it'll be the top of the lineup after him, assuming Tellip is able to put a rally together.
I think these Serene kids, I think they're twins, even though they have different heights. But they're both 17 years old and 7 months, so unless they're cousins who happen to have similar birthdays, let's assume that they are twin brothers.
I would say...
I was looking to see which one's the older one, and I go, oh, okay, they're in the same class, so...
Ow.
But not identical twins, I guess. Kyle Serene is 6'4", and Casey Serene is 6'1".
And that fastball clips Serene here in this at-bat, Casey Serene, so it's going to be a reset. Oh, excuse me, they're saying that hit the nub of the bat, so instead of a reset, it's a 1-2 count.
It sounded like it.
Yeah, tough to tell from our angle, as the 1-2 is in for a called strike 3.
Boy, so dumped that in there on the corner, really nice.
Yeah, good location there by Saida, who, after surrendering a leadoff single, has 2 consecutive strikeouts. And with 2 gone, will face Jeff Higgins. First pitch to Higgins is up and in. Saida on at first, led off the inning with a line drive single off the right field fence. The 1-0, just a bit high. And shadows really starting to set in down the third baseline, almost reaching the pitcher's mound. As the 2-0's tapped back to the mound. And that's going to be an easy play. 1-3 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left on. We head to the top of the 6th. Connecticut with a commanding 4-0 lead.
Everybody in the stadium saw this.
And then when he starts to get close to the end,
But Max and I were both very happy with the
I feel like we should start running because then we get a big
Anyway, that's all I called for, dude. They're good, man. Yeah, I'll text you.
Matt Saida back on the mound for his third frame of work here today, and he will be facing Christian Smith to get things going here in the top of the sixth. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rochuk here for BFA Productions. As we're reaching the tail end of game number 4 on our slate, I'd like to thank all of the viewers who have joined us today. And, you know, whether it's been just for this game, for a couple, maybe you're listening to all 4 with us here today. Chances are rare, but shout out, props to you if you've joined us and are a true baseball showcase fanatic. We thank you for your viewership. Meanwhile, Smith fouls this offering back.
I think we have 1 and 2. So Connecticut at 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Scranton team Tellip at no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And I beg your pardon, it's actually a 2-1 count.
The 2-1 is hit on the ground to short. Throw over to first is in plenty of time. And
that's a lot over there, and that's another fairly smooth play. I mean, when you look at a shortstop, you want to see how comfortable are they over there. Are they fighting it? How smooth are they? Smooth is a good word for a shortstop. That's what you want to see. And that's where Gavin Shalat, as a sophomore in high school, is already a commit for Louisiana State, which is very impressive.
Max Foster now fouls off the first pitch he sees. 0 for 1 with the ground out to third.
I mean, all of the Southern kids who get to play more baseball there, they're available for the taking for SEC schools.
Right.
And Louisiana State sees enough out of Gavin Shalat. At this age, they wanted to try to commit him early.
As Foster singles up the middle. And that conversation point brings up a topic that, you know, I've mentioned this to a lot of people. Because I grew up in New Jersey, and I happen to think, it's a theory of mine, that there's just a natural bias, understandably so, for Southern college prospects in the sport of baseball, right? There's more year-round, the weather is nicer down there, but I think that the best D3 conference for baseball is the NJAC. I really think that in terms of talent at the Division III level, it doesn't really get better than NJAC baseball. There's been a couple national championship contenders out of that conference over the last couple of years, and there's just quality baseball in the Northeast, because not just in New Jersey specifically, but in this region, a lot of kids get slept on. They really do.
Sure. Well, they're not sleeping on Gavin Shalat, are they?
No.
I mean, and maybe that's going to be the beginning of a trend of fewer kids getting slept on.
Meanwhile, the batter at the plate is Finn Hopkin, 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Waves through a slider. That's why programs like Baseball U are so important, right? Because they give kids opportunities who wouldn't normally get viewed, the chance to be seen potentially on not just a regional, but now being recorded through a streaming service, a national level.
And some of them are playing on teams that will travel and go play in Florida in a January tournament, that type of thing, because you can't do that up here. and so you got to go where the games are, and then there's a bit more of an expense involved, obviously, for something like that. But you got to get the reps and try to match what the Southern kids can get naturally because of the better weather.
Popkin down swinging for out number 2. And that will bring up Pierce Cowles, who's 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. Cowles with an open stance. Takes a big cut at the first pitch he sees, but swings through it.
Yeah, get up there, get aggressive, go for it. You know, if you miss, then you got the 2 more tries, right?
Yeah, I always say, I swing very hard when I take hacks, right? And people always say, why are you swinging so hard? And I respond with, in case I run into one, in case I hit it.
I think that's correct, or at least it's a philosophy.
It doesn't mean I'm going to hit it very often,
Right,
but
well.
just in case I hit it, I'm a big true outcomes guy. I'm either going to walk, strike out, or hit one far. As this is tapped to short, the throw by Charlotte across the diamond is in time to first, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. At the end of 6.5, Connecticut leads Tellip 4-0. It's the top of the lineup for Team Tellip against a new wing for Connecticut. The new arm is Matt Spenner, a 5'9" right-hand junior out of Hopkins High School, who misses high for a ball with his first offering of the game. Chris Markowitz alongside Bob Rotruck here for BFA Productions. And Tellip running out of time to make a comeback here today.
We don't even know if we'll get a 7th inning. I mean, we sort of have until 4:20 in this game, or 7 innings, and right now almost 4:10, so it's close.
This is tapped to short. The throw across the diamond is just in time. A nice stretch at first by Mako Cardona. And they just barely get Jeremy Cawley. The throw across the diamond came from the shortstop, Pierce Cowles.
Pierce Cowles had that play. Yeah, I was looking that up too. Yeah, number 10, Pierce Cowles out of Fairfield Prep. Charging on kind of a little bit of a tapper. And a really nice play and a strong throw.
So with 1 gone, Matt Shaw digs in 0 for 2, but reached on an error back in the 4th. One more game on our slate after this. Scheduled
another Connecticut team.
Yeah, Connecticut Orange 17U. They'll be taking on MSI Black 17U. That's scheduled to start at 4:40, but again, that's tentative depending on the ending of this game as the 1-1 is fouled back. My assumption would be that this tournament would try to get it in as soon as possible. We have had some early start times, but you never know. Those two teams are getting loose in the batting cage.
Right.
So the 1-2 swung on and missed. Shao down swinging for out number 2 in the inning.
That's another good pitch here from the new guy, Matt Spenner. So Connecticut with 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Scranton, Team Tellip with no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error.
Gavin Shalat leaves it low. Shalat 0 for 1 with a walk. Also stole a base back in the 4th inning. He's made a couple nice defensive plays at short.
We had a 3-run rally in the first. I thought maybe this will be the game where we get a little more high scoring, but we've had a whole lot of nothing for the most part. Just 1 more run since then, and so a 4-0 game in the 6th. We have 2-1, 3-1, now 4-0. Good pitching in D. Here's some good D.
Nice sliding play at third. The throw in time to nab Shalat at first base. What a play by Finn Popkin to get Shalat to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tellip, and we head to the top of the 7th. Looks like they're going to play it. We'll take a quick break. Final inning coming up next here on BFA Productions.
How much you have of that thing?
Huh?
How much you have of that thing?
What?
No, it's dripping. Stop!
For the love of God, keep your shirt on.
Michael Coyne, the leadoff batter for Connecticut, will lead off the top of the 7th. And I'm just noticing this in our scorebook. It's rare you see this, but Coyne led off the 1st, he led off the 4th, and now he'll lead off the 7th. So being true to his role, he'll face Tyler Greb, new on the mound.
Well, it's rare you see it when there's 13 batters in the lineup. In a 9-batter lineup, you can see it sometimes.
So Greb, the new wing for Tellip. His first 2 pitches both miss low. 5'10", 175-pound right-hand junior out of Pocono Mountain East High School. A versatile defensive player. He can catch and play first base. Oh, excuse me, I'm reading that wrong. He can play third and second. I'm reading the numbers as it's listed 3-2. I'm thinking traditional baseball scoring.
I think that's ball 4, so we do a reset.
We're going to have a reset to a 2-0 count. Only fastballs from here on out.
Yeah, 16 years and 9 months, so closing in on 17 out of Pocono Mountain East High School from Scott Run, Pennsylvania. And it has him here as righty pitcher, third baseman, middle infielder, outfielder, shortstop, utility. It kind of covers it all, I think.
The 2-1 is
catcher.
Hit hard and a nice diving snag at second. That play made by Matt Schau.
And he turned that double play earlier in the game, too. So he's had a couple of nice defensive plays each direction, going to his right and going to his left. Here's John Heitzman.
Yeah, Coyne got to be frustrated as he has a hit stolen from him. Heitzman checks his swing, but not in time. He does go around. Heitzman 0 for 1, but has been on base twice today. He reached in the first on an error and in the fourth on a walk. Now he taps this pitch to third. Throw across is in time for out number 2.
It's a nice play over there by the third baseman, and that's Katragatas. No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team. Who do we have at third?
That looks like Matt Saida.
Okay.
I believe it's number 7.
So he went from pitcher and then.
Hey, that's no easy feat throwing across the diamond after
going
3 innings of work.
Yeah, for sure.
So
right, this is Cardona, right?
Yes, sir. Michael Cardona, who takes a first pitch strike. He's 1 for 2. Doubled back in the first inning.
Hit it very hard.
And grounded hard into a double play back in the fourth. So 2 hard hit balls for him today. I really like this kid's swing. A powerful right-hander. It might go just a sophomore as he's out in front of this pitch. Chops it foul.
Well, he's a big kid for a sophomore, and wonder if he plays a little football up there, too.
The 1-2, just a bit low. If Cardona reaches, on deck is Brett Davino. Good patience there by Cardona to spit on a breaking ball, lay off of it to force a full count. The payoff. Fouled first base side, takes a hop towards the dugout and then back into fair territory. Obviously it's a foul ball though because it's dead off the cage. So it'll be another full count at the plate to Cardona. Connecticut nursing a 4-run lead. And that's ball 4. It's a reset to a 2-2 count. Up next on our slate of games is MSI Black taking on Connecticut Orange. That should start around 4:40. The 2-2 misses outside.
You get a look at Cardona from that other camera shot, and you can see some of the fans who are sitting to our immediate left, bundled up, trying to stay warm. You know what? Bunching up your arms together probably isn't going to accomplish a whole lot. It is cold.
As Cardona hits one to third, the throw takes the first baseman off the bag, but he puts the tag on Cardona for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 7th for Connecticut. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Last licks for Tellip, who trails 4-0.
It's going to be cold in the morning. Think it's going to get good?
3 hits and 1 error.
The 1-1 is low. On deck is Tyler Greb. In the hole is Aiden DeLucy. So those are the 3 scheduled to hit regardless of the circumstances in the inning. Assuming one of those batters is able to reach, Matt Saeda is scheduled to hit 4th. Gavin Laco after him. And then the 6-batter limit, if we get there, would be Casey Serene.
And they would technically have to try to get 4 runs in that time. But, again, it's a baseball showcase. So
all you need is 5 home runs. That's all.
Right, exactly.
This fouled back first base side. We've seen Kyle Serene hit some hard balls down the right field line, but he has not been able to straighten them out and keep them fair.
And he lined out to left in the second, so he got 1 fair, but he hit it at the left fielder.
Time is called.
Maple Zone Sports Institute is led by Coach Nick Tadero, and they are playing next against the other Connecticut team, Baseball U Connecticut Orange. This is Baseball U Connecticut Black. That is our game scheduled for 4:40, but we have a little bit of a gap time between games, so it might start at 4:45, or maybe they started at 4:40. And that will be it. That will be our 5th game out of 5 on our quintuple header at this Scranton Baseball Showcase.
Well, that's just the beginning for you, though. I know you got 5
do it all over again
tomorrow.
tomorrow, huh? Same teams, though, so now at least I have some familiarity.
There you go. Save the box scores.
And I know how to do it. Here I am. I was the new guy today.
It's a full count for Serene, who skies the payoff pitch to right center. And that'll be out number 1.
Yeah, center fielder kind of caught it off his left hip there on the run.
So 1 gone, and Tyler Greb strolls to the plate. 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a pop out to first.
Switched from third base to pitcher last inning, so he's got a little versatility.
Takes a first pitch fastball upstairs. And I think that by start time, or not start time, but the 2nd or 3rd inning of our next game, this field will probably be entirely engulfed in shadows.
Yeah,
so.
I was thinking that they might want to be turning on the lights at some point, but we can kind of hack it for a bit longer. But you got the hill and the mountains and the trees behind us as well. You got a lot of shadows here. So even though the sun hasn't set, you've got enough tall surroundings to cause enough shadows that I don't know, it gets darker fast.
The 3-0 is popped up third base side, out of play.
And again, this is a situation where in a regular game maybe is not swinging 3-0, but because you do the reset after ball 4, there's no point in being overly precautious just to get on base. It's about trying to swing and find your pitch to put into play.
This 3-1 offering is a breaking ball that misses inside, so it's a reset to a 2-1 count. All fastballs from here. Aiden DeLucy getting loose on deck.
Yeah, that was ball 4, so the reset to 2-1. It gets me every time. Seriously. I've only been looking at it for like 8 hours, and I'm still getting used to it.
And I think the pitcher, Matt Spenner, still getting used to it because he had to step off and get clarification as to what pitches he could throw here. Misses low with a fastball.
Right, again, after the reset, it's all fastballs, and that's the rule, and it's an agreement with all the teams to do it that way and just sort of kind of get on with the at-bat. Okay, you lost him with a walk, now you get to throw fastballs.
Greb swings right through the 3-1 fastball. Count is full. The payoff. Skied down the third base line. And there's enough room for the third baseman to make the play. That's Finn Popkin who ranges over.
That was going to be way out of play, and the wind pushed it back in. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt because I thought that was going to be way back, and that wind is blowing the other way. Kept it in, and
Hey, sometimes it helps the hitter, sometimes it hurts them.
Tough luck, Tyler Greb. Hang with him.
So 2 gone now in the inning. Aiden DeLucy steps in, 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to the mound. DeLucy showed off his arm behind the plate earlier today with a nice throw down the second to nab base runner. It was Matt Vavona who tested his arm. That was back in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, we've had a few steals today and some good defensive plays, but we haven't had a whole lot of caught stealings, but we did have one from Aiden DeLucy.
The 2-0 misses low. A lot of patience here from DeLucy. Bat on his shoulder. Let's see if he takes all the way. I'm assuming that's the case, but you never know. That fourth ball will prompt a reset. Count goes to 2-0. All fastballs from this point on. The 2-0.
Ooh.
That one gets away.
That one got away more than the previous one. They're getting higher and higher. Slipped out of his hand or something. Yeah, he wants a new ball. So he felt something on that ball.
I don't blame him.
That didn't feel right to him. It was a little slippery on the last 2 pitches. All about grip.
So it's a 3-0 count to DeLucy. The last hope for this Tellip lineup as he looks at strike 1.
He likes that new ball better, for sure.
Yeah, it's a comfort thing for pitchers. The 3-1 fouled back.
It's amazing. I mean, all baseballs are supposedly identical to the naked eye, and to you and me feeling them, they feel identical. But if you're releasing it at 80 miles an hour or something, you can tell there's little variations there. This one feels a little tighter. This one feels a little kind of looser. Whatever. It's incredible.
Well, if all you do is throw, between 40 to 50 pitches 3 days a week, you'll be able to tell real quick if a ball is scuffed.
Some of it is psychological, but some of it's for real. There is a slight variation.
As this is skied high to second and caught for the final out of the ball game. So final score, Connecticut 4, Tellip 0. That'll do it for us here in game number 4 of this showcase at Shout Stadium. But we're not done yet. One more game coming up, scheduled to start around 4:40. Might be a little bit later. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for joining us here on BFA Productions, and stay tuned for game number 5.